Hey guys, welcome back to almostinevitable.com. My name is still PK, and what I'm trying to do here is I am going to review Divi 4. We'll get to that in a minute. The reason why I'm doing this and looking at and talking to the camera is because I think in this case, there's a lot of stuff that I need to talk about, and I'm going to be gesturing. So I think it's better than just looking at the screen. And also, you'll see why I opted to do this. Now, that's why I'm wearing a t-shirt and not a pajama, not in my pajamas. So, not in my pajamas. So, yeah. All right. So let's, by the way, there's a lot of cool stuff on that side, not on this side. The only thing you can see is the Star Wars poster, but sorry about that. Okay. Now, Divi 4 finally come out. Yay. Yay. It's finally come out. So it's a lot of people have been waiting for it. And I've seen a lot of people think that Divi 4 with a theme builder will be answering all their everything that they've wanted and will probably take their web development to a new level. In a nutshell, TLDR, too long didn't read, or too long didn't watch in this case. In a nutshell, it can, or it will is the better term. It will, but not yet. So let's get into it. All right. Now, let's see. As you can see, the reason why I'm starting on this screen is because I have, and oh yeah, by the way, this is my third video. This is my third video, and all the videos have been so frustrating to record. Nothing, yeah. So, and the app that I'm using to record, it's called Create. I thought it was pretty cool because it can record two things at the same time, and thought it would be really cool. It has a lot of errors. I don't really like this app, but I bought it, so I'm just going to use it. So let's see if it works. All right, now, just because I know I'm going to have people saying like, "Oh, you got to have the right specs. You got to." So this is on PHP 7.3.8, and it's running on localhost, which is MAMP 5, the newest version, and all the system checks have passed, which means, PHP max file size or whatever, all that kind of stuff, 64 megabytes, 180 seconds, PHP upload, whatever it is, right? I've done all that. It's supposed to work well. Now you can tell that it's not going to because I said supposed to, but we'll see. I hope this works this time. The reason, and also I have, what is it? Poopy Life installed here just to, whatever. Have Poopy Life installed here just to show how it would look like on a regular, shared server, probably. It actually works pretty well, as you can see. The other stuff, they don't have problems with. So both are up to specs. All right. Now, of course, 7.1 is not what they want, but still, it's fine. Now, let's get into the theme builder. I have a bunch of stuff here on my iPad, and I have a bunch of notes, a lot of notes on my iPad. So I'm probably going to go through all that. By the way, my iPad still has, this is a new iPad from the one that you saw in a different promo video. But it still has the Windows XP background image. I just think it's hilarious. All right, so yeah, restore that. Who cares? It's not going to work anyways. All right, so let's start with the header. All right, the header. Oh yeah, script-wise, there's a disclaimer, so I'll start with this. I love using Divi, I really do. I'm just reading from the script. It's a theme of my choice for 99% of my builds. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. I've used elegant themes and I've used Divi for a very long time, even before Divi came out. For, such a long time, for at least 10 years. Yeah, at least 10 years. So, yeah, isn't it? I think Elegant Themes has been around for 10 years. I don't know, because I got married 10 years ago, and I was using it before that. So I think, yeah, my daughter is 8, so 9, 10. Yeah, 10 years. Yeah. Anyway, so um, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Divi's been around for quite a long time. And anyways, I've used elegant themes for a long time. So I'm not only am I used to WordPress, I'm also very used to using elegant themes, and I'm used to using Divi. So I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. So let's get into the theme builder. All right. So if I'm looking over here, I'm looking at the screen. If I'm looking over here, I'm looking at the camera. Now, the theme builder, you end up with something like this. You come here and this is the default website template. You can actually change the names. It's really cool. You can add new templates. And this is really cool because you can make a template for pretty much everything, including the search results and for a full page, all that stuff. It's really cool. It's actually really cool. So all you need to do, for example, if you want to have a specific layout for a category, then you click on all categories, so that's how you do it. So before we get into this, there's a couple of things I do need to talk about. One is WordPress has 3 types of content, 3 types of front end screens that you will see. That makes sense, right? So first of all, you have posts, and then you have archives, and you have pages. How are they different? Posts are like blogs. Those are posts. But anything else is a custom post type. So they're all posts technically. Like a product, WooCommerce product. It's called a product page, but it's actually a post. It's because product is a custom post type. All right. Now, why is that important? Because posts, and which includes all the WooCommerce stuff, posts have categories. All right. Things can be categorized and put into categories. That's important because archives show all the posts in a category. And that's how they work. And that's why we're going over this. Okay. It's really important that you understand this. Pages, from a MySQL database perspective, they're still posts, but pages are dealt with differently. WordPress considers them different. So what they do is they don't have categories. They only have parent pages and child pages. All right. I can't see, but all right. So I don't know if that made it any better, or I don't know, maybe it should be darker. So anyways, pages have parent and children, and that's the difference. So posts have categories. Archives are the posts in a category, and the pages have parent and children. As long as you understand that, you now know what we're doing here and why it's doing that, okay? So we've only had a page builder. That's why they're called page builder, right? They build pages, which is technically just the content, all right? Posts, you can also do that, but you're actually just building the page, the post content, not the post art, not the post template. Pages don't have much of a template. If you use a page builder, you're just changing the content in there, and that's it. So that's what most people are doing. But with posts, you can actually change the template. And I think changing the template is way more important than laying things out. So anyway, so I use a lot of styling to get the post to look the way that I want. A lot of typesetting and that kind of stuff, but I don't actually move things in the layout. But here now we actually have a template builder. So I would like to call this a post and archive builder. So we had a page builder. Now we're adding a post and archive builder. So that's really cool. And this is what you get. That's the screen that you get. I'm looking at the clock here, stopwatch here. Every time I record this, it's been about 30 minutes. So this is also going to be probably 30 minutes. Now, first things first, header. How does the header work? Let's not use the header, all right, for now, because Elegant Themes is probably going to fix it. What do I mean by fix? Well, besides this problem, besides that, I hope this loads, but besides loading and not loading, the main problem with header is the old default header that we had was, which I'm fine with, the 5 types of default headers, logo center top, default, and slide in and full screen. So I'm fine with that, but is it loading? Ooh, at least some part is loaded. All right, so besides that, headers should be inside the header tag. You'll see a chevron that says header inside it, and that's what should be holding the header. That's called HTML semantics, semantic HTML. And you have a header, you have a footer, of course, the whole thing is body, you have article, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of HTML5 elements that actually have the name of what the content is inside the chevron, right? This is actually done, which I'm very surprised, because we've been waiting for this for what, since May 2018, which is 17 months or something, right? May, you have June, July, August, September, it's October. 5 plus 12 is 17, right? So 17 months, so close. We've been waiting for 17 months. This is why I have the camera, because this keeps happening. All right, so we've been waiting for, I'm going to delete that thing. Delete it, please. So we've been waiting for 17 months for this, and I would have thought that they would have made a header PHP file that has a conditional that says, if there's a global header, pull this in there or whatever, but unfortunately not. Unfortunately, it doesn't do that. So what it does is what a lot of people who cannot edit the header file well and just resort to bad HTML semantics as a hack and end up using a blank page template and then putting a global section on top and global section on the bottom. And it's doing the same thing. All right, last video I recorded, this did the same thing. I got rid of that global header, and as you can see, it's leaving behind artifacts of non-global headers, which wasn't asked for in the first place. Save changes, so that doesn't, so at least we're not stuck with headers here and there, blank headers here and there. And so, yeah, so that it's doing the same things, and I don't know why it's doing that, but I think I saw a post where they said that they are going to address that. So hopefully it comes in a future update. So forget the headers for now. All right. Oh, by the way, if there's anything that I want to add to the headers, because I have luckily had this load, I work on a few computers, and this hasn't worked for me all day. But some other computer with exact same setup has worked for some reason, so that's good. And Poopy Life, for some reason, some parts did work, so that's good. And we're gonna go there. All right. So, anyways, where were we? So yeah, after the header. So don't use the header yet. There's nothing. So if we wanted to have something in the header, I would say maybe something like the ability to add, I don't know, the email, because in the theme customizer, you can have an email in there, and you can just, maybe if you can, pull that around, maybe, I don't know. There are a lot of things that you could do, but have not been done. All right. So we'll see how that goes. Header is going to be fixed, hopefully. Let's go to post archive, which is a very important thing. Now here I have category pages, and that's the post archive, and I have the custom body, and this hopefully loads. Now, when you're using the post archive, what I think, a really cool thing that I think you can do with this, if it loads, is you can actually style the categories, because that's what an archive is. Categories, tags, all that kind of stuff. So it's really cool in a sense that it won't look, because when you're using regular Divi before, then all it does is show you the regular post archive. and it's just with the sidebar, and you've seen that, right? Sidebar and then just full width modules going down. But here you can actually style it to make it fit your brand or whatever, and have it actually look a little bit more coherent with the rest of the site and not be as jarring as it used to be before, right? And I've come up with solutions for that. There are, I do have a blog tutorial link for that and all that kind of stuff. But from what you can see, I don't know, that tutorial might still work. I don't know what, I've seen people make videos of this working. What do you have? Do you have a supercomputer to run Divi? All right. Now, here's one thing that I think is important. If you are going to have categories, might as well have a category, have an archive page that shows the category. For example, if you have a category, you have the category title, and you have a category description, maybe a category hero image. Some themes actually do that because you can actually add a description. You can actually add custom fields to a category. Now, this was originally the uncategorized category, and I said, let's make it cooler, and I made it cooler. Yeah. All right. So, told you I had a daughter. I'm dad. So, when do jokes become dad jokes? When they become apparent. Water. All right. So, you see this kind of thing is here. You have a description. You can actually add, if you, for example, install advanced custom fields, for example, you can add more fields to the categories themselves. That means you can actually add images or more descriptions or colors. If you have a color, then that actually allows you, an extra has colors, for example, that actually allows you to make a category look a certain way, which is great, but you can't. All right. Now, if you're lucky enough to get this category page to load, there is no module that does that. I'll show you what I mean here. Now, luckily who cares? Luckily this worked. So let's check it out. All right. Hopefully in Poopy Life, it might work. I don't know why, but it worked. So we just wait. And while we're waiting, I'll keep going. Okay. So about the thing about category pages or archives, technically, search results are the same thing as an archive in this case. So because categories are technically the same thing as searching for a category, right? So search results are the same, it's searching. So there we go. Cool. It worked. Yay. Now, I don't know why Visual Builder is a default and there's no other way around it. Unless I'm missing something, right? There we go. That's good. I like wireframe mode. So let's see. Now, here, so happy we have wireframe mode. So here, the blog module is what pulls in all the content. That is the main dynamic content module. I think it should be named a little more clearer, but it's just using the modules that it had. I think, like I said, it should be a little bit more clear. But if you're new to this and you want to try it out, it's the blog module. All right. Now, if you want to pull in text content like extra fields, then you can go to the text module, right? And in the text module, you have this guy. This guy. You see that? Yeah, this guy. I don't know what that means. It looks like looks like a shaking frisbee. I don't know. Probably like a database thing with a add from database. I think that's what they mean, maybe. So if you click on that, it shows you all the stuff that you can use, right? Now, from what you can see here, it's pretty apparent that they are most likely used for the blog templates, right? As you can see here, right? So that's good, but you can't pull in the category description or any field that you add to the category, because if you can't pull in the most default field, then other things, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. All right. So this is pretty disappointing. I hope that it's addressed later on, but something that should be added just to make the categories work a little better, you know? Cool. So because we have got this working and save changes, always save changes and always be very, very patient. Be very patient, very patient, very patient. Let's go to single posts. Now, if I can get single posts to load, all right? So all posts is how you do that, right? You go to single post. Now, like I said, blog modules pull in dynamic content from whatever is supposed to be populating that page. If you're on a blog post and you're editing the template, there are two main things that you need to think about: post content and post title. All right. Of course, you can use the text module. Whoa, it's working! So cool! I'm so happy it's working. It actually works. It's working. Sort of. Yeah. All right. So here you can see post content. That is the content of the post. That's what it says, right? You want to pull in post title. All right. Now, post title is how you get all the metadata. All right. I would like wireframe mode, please. There we go. All right. So inside post title, you can see they have a lot of cool elements. You can see the title, show the meta, author, date, categories, all that kind of stuff. So it's really useful. You can actually do that. If you want to put the featured image somewhere and then have the title somewhere else, an easy way to do that would be to turn everything off. And I actually checked the HTML on the front end. And if you turn off all this stuff and just leave the featured image, it doesn't cause any duplicate HTML content. It actually just cancels everything out. So there's nothing inside the HTML tags, which is good. So all you have is just an empty div, and that's it. So it doesn't feel like anything. It's pretty much just the conditional logic taken out from an HTML tag, but it stays there. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't affect anything. So that looks fine. You could add text modules like that and pull in the title. And there you go. Cool. Another really cool thing that I like about this whole theme editor, theme builder, is that you can actually go to sections and add custom classes. So this is a custom class. That's cool. And I like that. It's good to have that, because that means you can just lay things out and then get really, really granular control over all the aspects of the layouts and style everything properly. So that's good. So you save that. While we're doing that, just a little ad plug. My websites don't break on update. And the main reason is because I write CSS for everything. I don't use module settings. I don't rely on the Divi generated CSS. I actually style everything myself, which means that you won't have to fight randomly generated code, spaghetti code, and things don't break because it's all done with custom classes and you just style everything yourself. So Divi 4 updates didn't break the websites that I've tested. It doesn't break anything. Although it slows down the website, it doesn't break it. So that's good. So if you want to learn how to write CSS specifically for Divi, go check out the courses somewhere, in some link somewhere. So go check out the courses, and let's get to the next part, which is WooCommerce. Okay, now with WooCommerce, this doesn't have it. Poopy Life doesn't have it. This does. Now, the best thing about products is that you can actually lay out a product page and it will be applied to all your products. That's really cool. And the amount of control that you get manipulating a WooCommerce product, that because WooCommerce it's templated so well that it has everything in separate modules. Everything is pulled together with an include in WooCommerce, the templates. And Divi has grasped a very strong hold of that and made things work really well. So it's very good. Two things that I found about it that could be a problem is not a problem, I guess. Two things that you need to remember, which is about one thing actually. So, you know how they have, that's two things, I guess. You know how you have a description, you have a short description and you have your long description. There's a product description module that allows you to switch between the short and the long. Okay, so check that out. There's a selection that allows you to switch between those two. And another thing that you probably need to remember for now is, the reason why I'm saying for now is because hopefully it's going to be fixed, is whenever I load the product tabs, the description tabs, the ones with the tabs, it breaks. It breaks the whole layout. It just, nothing works on the page after that. Look at that. Yeah. Even now, it doesn't work. So nothing works on the page after that. So and also another thing that I noticed is regularly you would have the WooCommerce default tabs would have the word description and an H2. The Divi tabs are actually, they pull the content from the long description into the tab and they make their own tab. So it's a Divi horizontal tab, which I think is pretty cool. So they have that. So you can use that when it's fixed, or if your system is like on a supercomputer, maybe it works. I don't know. So hopefully we'll have better luck than this. All right. So single products are pretty good. Product archives work the same as archive pages. So that's all good. I'm sure they'll add more fields, dynamic content control and everything. So hopefully that works out later on. So as a conclusion, I guess, because we're on 30 minutes again. See, like I said, it's going to take a long time. There's a lot to talk about. So I could actually talk a whole hour about this because I've played with this for a long time, and on some computers it did work. So yeah. Anyways, is it okay to update for you? Most likely, yes, because this is, as I explained, this is a post and archive builder. It's not a page builder. So if you don't activate this, you won't have any problems. Now, if you do activate it, one thing that I've noticed is it cancels out the original WordPress PHP template files. For example, a post gets its template from single.php. That's where it gets it, all right? Single PHP. And for example, if you have a project, then it should be single project, single-project PHP, right? So that's where it gets it from. But if you activate the theme builder, it cancels out the single PHP. So none of the stuff that you added to single PHP will work. Same thing with header, same thing with footer. The original WordPress designated files will not work. Why is that important? It's important because if you, for example, add something to your header, right? If you add Google Analytics to your header, then it should be, I know you can put an integration, but even that goes in the header PHP file. It will not go in your header section, to your global header section, you know? So there's a lot of problems with overriding the WordPress structure, okay? And also, like for me, I add things to single PHP, and all of that is gone when I edit a new post template. And it's impossible to add PHP edits to, these modules. So it's not going to work. And that's going to be a problem. All right. So please be mindful of that when you're doing template work. All right. And another thing that I've noticed is, where's the conclusion? Oh, yeah. Another thing that I've noticed is sometimes when you load a layout, for example, like load a module, right? Everything breaks into blue boxes, and you get like little pencils next to the boxes and all of them, and you can't click on the module settings. So not all of it works. So just be very patient. Be very, very patient. And don't use this on a production site yet. Yeah. I'm normally very good with Divi, having it work, and actually, understanding all of the stuff and just not having problems. And also with loading, never had a problem with that. But yeah, I don't have any plugins running. Oh, well, I do have a plugin on this guy, but it worked last time I was here. Anyways, so please be patient, and you will have problems, but you will have problems, and none of it's gonna, so they'll fix it. I trust Elegant Themes to fix it, but it's not here yet. Would I switch to another builder? No, because I don't think anything is even close to what Divi delivers. But now Divi doesn't deliver anything, so we'll have to see if it actually delivers in updates. But 3.29 is still fine, and I can use that for production for a while until 4.1 or whatever, where they fix everything or whatever happens, it's fixed, hopefully. So there you go. 32 minutes. All right. So, yeah, like I said, it's not going to change anything because it didn't work last time. I am going to finish. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. If you want to learn CSS, check out the stuff. Oh, and I have a podcast. Please check out the podcast, because I think what I discuss in the podcast is actually teaching more about the web design industry and how to start your businesses and stuff. I think it explains it more, or in more detail, than a paid course in some cases. So check out the podcast, and I will see you in some video. All right. I will keep playing around with this, and just, I'll just turn it off because I don't want to be frustrated. I got work to do. So as long as I find out how to finish this recording, that will be it for us. Okay. So I think I did this an hour ago. Shift escape.